Hi folks, John here. This is the Eustralis Stellata. It's a bit of a mouthful to say for some people, particularly myself. You can also call this a star plant because the leaves are arranged in a star-shaped foliage. It's an interesting aquarium plant. This is obviously the immersed form, but it's an interesting aquarium plant. Comes from South America, particularly Brazil, Paraguay, and it grows in sort of wet, marshy environments, and you can see we sort of simulate that in this grow out tub. Interesting thing about this plant is once it reaches to the top of the water column and the lighting is quite bright, these leaves will turn orangey red, sometimes a bit yellowy, but it'll have these vibrant colors like red, yellow, maybe a bit of greenish pink. It'll just have this vibrant foliage once it has transitioned in your tank. One thing about this plant also is that it won't be a mystery to you what the plant would look like once it has transitioned to the submerged form. It'll look like this, but except that with the tank lighting, the color of the foliage will change. Somebody asked me some time ago, why does the color of the foliage change? You know, it's green now, but under highlighting it goes red or some attractive color. And the reason for that, or at least the theory that's around that, is the plant tries to protect chlorophyll, which is the color in the leaves. And so when it goes red, yellow, or some bright, beautiful color, a bit like a rose, it is a defense mechanism to prevent damage to the leaves. Now, it's a benefit to us because we get a beautiful, colorful look on the plant, and it looks like like you're having an underground garden. But the color changes because of your lighting, because of iron supplementation. And it gives you a nice look. Now it's quite a tall plant. It'll grow to say 30 centimeters. So you've got to make sure that you place it towards the back of the tank or towards the middle of the tank, and just make sure that the leaves are quite fragile, that you've got good water flow going through the leaves. Otherwise, you might get algae build up. And that could sort of start killing the leaves off because they're starved of light. In terms of CO2 supplementation, look, it is helpful, but this plant is also quite hardy. It'll still give you a nice, beautiful look, but the CO2 will make it look more photogenic. If you ever see a aquascaping picture, or if you ever go to a competition, you'll see that the plants look magnificent. They look very beautiful. They actually look like as if they were from the Amazon rainforest. It's got all the right colors, whereas this plant is grown under sort of your sunlight in my greenhouse, but under highlighting it'll change its color. Another beneficial thing about this plant is that as it grows, it will start to compete with algae. Because it's a fast grower, it grows tall, it'll suck up all the nutrients that are in the water column that the algae is feeding on, and it'll clean up the water for you. Okay, so amazing plant to have either in your background or your middle ground, but I would suggest background because it does grow to about 30 centimeters and you have to trim this plant. Otherwise it'll just take over the whole tank. Thanks.